Welcome to Gateway Gatherings, where we bring you inspiring stories from business owners and service providers. This week, we have a special guest, my friend and amazing braiding specialist, Dawn, aka Red Slays. Dawn is a true artist when it comes to natural locks and braids. Join us as we dive into her journey, passion for natural beauty, and expert tips on hair care. If you enjoy this episode, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe for more amazing content. Stay tuned and let's get started.
There we go. Oh, hello. What's up, hair?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm awesome.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gateway Gatherings. I am your host, Dr. Alika McGuire, and I am super excited about today's episode because we have my dear friend and an incredible braiding specialist, Dawn, aka Red Slays, joining us. Dawn is not just a master at creating stunning locks and braids, but she's also done amazing work on my own hair. For those of you, if you look through my page, you will see the beautiful braid that she put together just for me. She's amazing. So, Dawn, thank you for being such a wonderful friend and for bringing your magical touch to our community. I want to hear about you. I want to hear more about you. I want to hear about your amazing work, and I want to give you a platform to tell everyone else about it. So, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
She's nervous.
I really am.
All right, Dawn, why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself? What do you do? Where are you from? And, see where this goes from there.
I am right here from St. Louis, Missouri. I started doing hair in North City, St. Louis. I worked in my first shop down there off Natural Bridge and Kings Highway. And then I started working in the basement of my cousin's house. And that's where it really started, in my cousin's basement, for real. Like, he was a blessing. When I moved back to St. Louis, he let me do hair out in his basement for like 8 months. And then where I get my hair cut at, I've been getting my hair cut here for about 9 years. My boss ended up giving me a job. I ain't had no license, no nothing. He literally looked out for me. I owe him everything, for real.
That's wonderful. Are you talking about the basement that I brought my table to?
No, not
No, not that one. Oh, I remember that. So what inspired you to start getting into the world of braiding and locking hair?
Well, that started when I was a kid, when I was braiding my own hair. I didn't have nobody to braid my hair like this, so my mom sent me out in ponytails one day, and I gave up after that. I'm like, I begged my grandma to give me some braiding hair so I could braid my own hair. And that's kind of how the journey started with braiding. But as far as natural hair, I got into natural hair during the pandemic because I suffered from cerebral dermatitis. I'm not sure if a lot of people know anything about that, but it's like a hair disease, and all my hair fell out. I didn't know what to do, so I had to return back to what I know best, was to be natural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wonderful. What are some common misconceptions that people have about natural locks and braiding?
Well, it was judged for so many years. Like, you had to cut your hair off for so many jobs. But now people express themselves through their locks like I do. Like, I only have 58. I really want less than that. I'm planning on wicking my hair very soon. I want to drop down to about 20, hopefully. But I think what people don't understand that it has a lot of patience in it. Like, you gotta have patience to do it regardless. Even if I'm the stylist or you just the person that's going natural, you gotta have patience with your own hair, because not you or the next person has the same hair type. So you gotta be patient with your own hair, and people definitely do not understand it.
Yeah. One of the things I remember when I met you, you were telling me about your, how you did locks and how you did braids and all of that. And I remember you mentioning that you would braid anybody's hair. It didn't matter whose it was, you braid anybody's hair, and you're going to tell them the stories behind the braids, the history behind and significance of it. And one thing that you taught me that I didn't know about was that during the slave era, braids were a way of drawing maps and communicating.
Mhm.
Um, and I knew in Africa, braids were a way of storing food. The women would braid rice into their hair so that if they could, so that when they were trekking on long journeys, they'd always have something to eat and they would have it in their hair. And when you told me that um, about how they would communicate with braids and draw maps in it, I thought that was just fascinating. So why don't you tell me a little bit about that? What do you know about those things?
Well, I grew up watching a lot of movies about African American braiding and stuff like that. When I got deep into it, it just really showed a lot about how people had to survive using their hair. Like, it wasn't only used for maps, like, a lot of women cut their hair to donate it, to do just a lot of things with it. But as far as the maps and stuff, that blew my mind when I seen it. But that is how a lot of slaves got around. They braided like zigzags, like it's just it's fascinating. It's too much to talk about, but if y'all Google a lot of the pictures, like they was like real keyed in as to where they was telling people to go, and you just literally follow the braids on the pattern you're supposed to go down to where the river's gonna be. It was a lot.
Yeah. Um, Another thing that I had to catch myself, right, that I learned, I don't think it was from you, but another client of mine who caught me because she actually checked me because I called her hair dreadlocks, and
Yeah, these are
I
definitely not dreadlocks. They are
yeah.
locks.
Well,
It's
there's nothing
nothing
dreadful
dreadful
about
about them.
them. Yeah, there's nothing dreadful about them. But I grew up in Hawaii, and we called them dreadlocks, and that was just something that we just grew up calling them. So I didn't realize that was not the accepted vernacular until then. So I had to catch myself a few more times. But for those of you listening that don't know better, it's not called dread. We don't call them dreadlocks. The accepted is just locks.
Mm-hmm.
So because there's nothing dreadful about
So,
them.
because it's
Um,
experience when you get them. It's a
yeah,
real good experience or a real nice journey, but it's nothing dreadful about locks.
yeah. You mentioned earlier that you have to be patient when it comes to your hair. I know that myself, but can you walk us through the process of what it's like to start and maintain a lock journey?
If you want a good lock journey, you would definitely cut off your hair and start from the bottom. Start with a little twist, work your way up from a little twist to the budding. The budding is where it get real rough. Your hair get to doing all type of stuff. Like my hair used to stick up like this, and I really used to wear it like that. Loved every minute of it. I absolutely hated when my hair started hanging. Like now it's real long now, but I miss the part where it just stuck up just like little antennas. I had real curly hair when I started mine, so I had like little curls in between my locks. So I mean, I really love my journey, but some people don't like it because of the shortness of their hair. They can't get styles, but times has changed now. You can get all type of styles with starter locks now.
Yeah,
It's not as hard now as it was back then when people first started.
yeah,
Like when I started, I wasn't putting weave in my hair like that. Well, I did have soft locks, but I was forced to cut those out. I had to take the long way.
yeah. I will say this. I think the things that Black women do with their hair is nothing short of art. Like it is amazing what they can do with their hair. Um,
Mm.
because it's just the imagination that they have with their hair is just wonderful. So, what's it
I think it is an
people?
art to the way we get our hair done.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What should people keep in mind when they're starting their lock journey or when they're going through their lock journey?
Please listen to your stylist. Please listen to your stylist. Please
Yeah.
stop taking your hair down before you were told. Please keep your style up. Just please listen to your stylist. A lot of people like to take their hair down and like to shake it and stuff. It'd be too early for that. You know, we don't
Mhm.
want to overkill it. We really want to help you progress your hair in the way that it needs to grow and lock the way it should. But a lot of people like to take their hair down, go swimming and shaking and all that stuff, but that just sets your process back longer. So
Oh wow,
you
I
could
did not.
go from 6 months to you could turn that into a year and a half, and your hair gonna start a lot. But it's all about the
Wow, I did not
patience
know
that
that.
you have.
Mhm. Um, wow. What are some of your favorite techniques or styles when it comes to braiding?
I absolutely love box braids and knotless braids. Um, I think those are two of the best techniques for a hand. Those don't have as much tension on her like other braids do, like scalp braids. But I absolutely love doing scalp braids with no leaf added. Those are starting to come back as well as a lot of other styles that people are renaming, like plaits. Um, it's just I would like to say just natural box braids and knotless braids for me.
Mhm. I remember when I was sitting in your chair just a couple weeks ago, I was obviously nervous. That was the first time I've ever gotten my hair braided. My first time ever in a black barber shop, that in a black salon
Really?
too. Yeah. So,
Please
my
tell us
first
about
time
your
in the black
experience.
salon. Yeah, it was something. Um, it was fine, but I remember you started braiding my hair, and I didn't realize. I was shocked to see that you had already started, like you were working on a second or third braid before I realized you stopped sectioning it. It was so comfortable because I
Hmm.
thought it was going to be lots of pulling. I thought the sectioning would be, I thought I'd feel that a little bit more, but no, I probably could have fell asleep in the chair because it was so comfortable. So that to me was amazing, and I think it just speaks to your skill as a braider.
Hmm. My absolute goal is to braid for comfort.
Hmm.
I don't want nobody to feel like they standing on Highway 70 when they get done getting their hair braided by me.
Yeah. Um, Now, what are some of the latest trends and techniques that are happening in the natural hair community?
I can't hear you. What you say?
I said, what are some of the latest trends and techniques that are coming up in the natural hair community?
Um, a lot of people are getting into the lock bobs with the boho. Everybody want curly hair, so that's definitely approaching. Um, yeah, people are really getting into the bobs. I've been doing them a lot lately, and a lot of the two strands with the curly hair as well.
Okay. Let's see. For those of you who are checking in now, if you guys have any questions for Don specifically, if you have any questions for on this, please just type it in the chat. Um, it sounds like you're at the salon right now, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I feel less nervous here.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're in your element. Um, oh, this is a really good question that somebody came up with earlier today. What advice do you have for somebody that's looking to embrace their natural hair?
Mm. Please, 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 y'all. For me, please come up with a regimen. Stick to your regimen. Don't go outside your regimen. Make sure you take your vitamins. People don't understand that they lack in a lot of things that they don't eat on a regular. Like, and then some people like to wear hats every day. You know, you recharge from the sun.
Mm.
So hats really stop the growth of your hair. Um, Start eating healthy, please. That definitely helps with hair growth. You have to eat a certain way in order to get long hair. There's no way around it. Hair just don't grow from eating popcorn and chips. That's not how it works.
That is true, and I see that. It's funny that you mentioned that because I see that in my patient population as well. That there is a clear difference with their hair when they start getting healthier, and I get to see that. I get to see those changes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what what are some like hair care tips? Like, you worked on my hair. What are some things that you would say for somebody that has, I say, hair like mine? What's the best thing that I could do to take care of my hair and keep it healthy?
Keep your ends clipped.
Say that again.
Keep your ends clipped.
Keep my ends clipped. Okay.
Hair that length, you have to keep your ends clipped because that's how naps start.
Mhm. Now, what
If you
about
want to
someone with your
stay,
hair texture?
keep your ends clipped. That's for everybody because your ends would be the main problem that people have when their
Hmm.
ends are not entangled. Like a lot of people walk in their shop every day, hair been in a ponytail for 2 weeks, ain't touched it, and they expect for us to comb it out gentle. No way around it. Like you have to keep your ends together. You have to keep your hair healthy. Like you can't walk in here and expect for us to create a miracle. I mean,
Hmm.
even though that's what we do, but it puts strains on us when we have to do stuff like that.
What about some like specific products that you recommend?
Definitely detox shampoos, clarifying shampoos. That's a better term I should use. Clarifying shampoos are better. Um, you definitely should condition your hair. A lot of people don't understand what conditioner is used for. A lot of people should condition their hair. Um, I wouldn't recommend people with locks to do that because they don't do nothing but fill up your locks. But they do have light conditioners for people with locks. But you just have to create a regimen. You have to stay on your regimen. That's how your hair grows.
Hmm. I've heard of people like using coconut oil with essential oils mixed in their hair. Are there anything in particular that you would recommend for that?
I can't hear what you say.
I heard of people like mixing in specific essential oils with coconut oil in your hair. Do you have anything to speak on that?
Yes. Now I wouldn't recommend a lot of people use coconut oil because, like I said, everyone is different. So you have to know the specifics of what's going on with your hair in order to know what to use. A lot of people just fill their hair with oil and it causes um, what's the word I'm looking for? And that's what you don't want in your scalp because that causes headaches. It causes dirty hair headaches. A lot of people don't know what that are, but you have to understand that sometimes headaches come from your hair being too dirty, like having too much product in your hair. That's why it's best to use a clarifying shampoo because it helps break a lot of that stuff up in your hair.
Got it. I know sometimes if I put a leave-in conditioner after a few days, I feel like I got a headache and my head hurts. My hair hurts actually because I get the buildup on my
You
scalp.
literally just building stuff up on your scalp that your scalp is not normally used to. Like
Hmm.
if you keep your hair clean and then you use a nice good oil, that's about all you need. But some people hair is naturally oily. So if your hair is filled with natural oil, then you don't need to add too much. You just need a regimen to where you can keep your hair clean.
Gotcha. What I want to hear a story. I want you to tell me a story of somebody that walked sat in your chair and you were just like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this, and then you somehow you whipped up a miracle. Tell me a
That's
story.
every day. That's every day. So I've been working out of North County for 6 years, and I would like to say at least once a week somebody walking here and they do not know what they have done to their hair, and somehow, some way, I'll figure out how to fix it. But I just had somebody recently. I want to say about 2 weeks ago. He had wigs, but when he came in here, he only had two locks. So I had to recut his wigs back out and reform them and touch them back up. Um, I have a lot of that stuff posted on my page that anybody can view at any moment. But when I tell you, I love the people that walk in here and don't know what they're doing with their hair. It just gives me something to talk about.
Yeah. Well, you work a miracle, and then you've got somebody coming back to you for the rest of their lives.
That's really why I do my job. I build relationships with everybody.
Yeah.
That's really the name of the game. Like you just don't do their hair just to do their hair. You do their hair to get to know them because that's how you learn what they did to their hair by getting to know them. Because people can come in here and tell you one thing, but as soon as I touch your hair or I see your hair, I pretty much know what you did to it.
Yeah. What are outside of outside of locks and outside of braiding? Is there anything else that you do?
I do specialize in sew-ins. I do sew-ins, lock extensions for those people that are interested in those. But I just kind of focus on natural hair and locks right now. But I definitely went to school. I graduated from CTS Beauty Academy. So I was taught to do a lot of styles.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when you started. I remember trying to keep you on the schedule during that time, and
It's been a journey. Only the real
but
ones know.
yeah, you made it. You did the work, and I remember even when you when you learned sewing, you flew all the way to Atlanta. You know, you were there for a week. I don't know how long it was, but you were
I was
there and
there
you
3
learned how
days.
to do sew-ins, and
I went to the
you're
Bronner
always
Brother event.
yeah, you're always learning, you're always expanding, you're always doing that. On top of that, you got your son Tim, who, despite all of that, is a wonderful kid, by the way.
Hmm.
So
He make all this possible. I really
yeah.
need everybody to know that he the reason that I pushed to keep doing this. Because I
Hmm.
knew I wanted to be that soccer mom that could be at every game. So my agenda was never to have a job. I wanted a career when I decided to be a mom. I started doing her probably like a year before I got pregnant with him. I knew what I wanted to do early on.
Good for you. You mentioned earlier that you want to build relationships and you want to build community. What role has that played for you in your work?
That's the biggest role. I love doing like back to school giveaways. I'm actually gonna be in the pop up shop, and I will be doing her absolutely free. I'll post it on my wall so everybody can see that.
Hmm.
Everybody can get a chance to even come meet me and see me. So if you want a chance to get your hair done for free, you'll come see me that day.
Oh,
Um,
you guys better do it. That's a steal.
that is a steal.
I mean, that's yeah, for free. Gosh, that's crazy.
But I also did a couple of pop up shops a few years ago where I did her live. So I'm always down to teach anybody that wants to learn.
Hmm. Yep.
Because that's why I do this, is to teach people. And then it's enough money out there for everybody to eat. So I don't want all this to myself.
Yeah. Even in the photo that we took that was on the announcement for this was that one of your pop-up events.
Mm-hmm.
It was the fashion show. It was one of the
Mm-hmm.
Boss Affair fashion shows, and you did all the hair for all of the models.
It was
And
just for a set of models. It wasn't the whole fleet. It
oh,
was just a set.
whatever it was impressive. Um, wow.
That was big for me that day.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
she's actually going to have another show this weekend, too.
Oh, good. Yeah, you'll be
Mm-hmm.
busy. You're going to be busy with all of those things, especially with the back to school. Everybody want to get their hair done.
Yes. Hopefully
Now,
everybody don't come run up there crazy.
now, Don, you're killing it. You're killing it in the locking and the braiding and all of that stuff. What do we get to look forward to as we get to watch your career unfold?
I will have classes coming soon. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I will be doing lock and braiding classes.
Yeah. I yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Hopefully you could
Maybe
be my model.
I will. Maybe a Red Slay's product line.
That's definitely coming as well. I already had shampoos, conditioners, and hair grease. And I will be refeaturing all of that stuff, rebranding all of that stuff, and it will be coming soon.
Exciting stuff, Don. All right, last question before we start to wrap things up. How can we find you? How do we book with you? What's the best way to get in touch with you so we can get locks, so we can get braids done?
I definitely have a website. It is posted in my bio. And I am on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Snapchat and TikTok, all up under Red Slays. You will see my logo as soon as it pop up.
Yep, it is red_slays,
Mm-hmm.
SLAYZ, because that's exactly that's exactly what she does. Red, is there anything else that you wanted to add before we start wrapping things up here?
Like I said, please, y'all, listen to your stylist.
Yeah.
Do not think you are the stylist.
Just listen.
Please listen to
Red.
the stylist. I do
Just
not want
listen.
to see nobody hair falling out no more. That is the goal behind what I stand for. You have to take care of your hair. Have to take care of your crown. That's the first thing that people see.
Mm-hmm. Take care of your crown. Anything else, Don?
No, that's all.
Right. Well, I wanted to just sit here and say thank you to you, my friend, and talented hair artist Don, aka Red Slays, for sharing your journey and your expertise with us today. It's always a pleasure to have you. I mean, every time I see you on my schedule, I just get a little giddy. I'm like, oh, I get to see Don today. Especially now that I've gotten to be within your space and see the work that you do and the people that you get to spend your day with is just wonderful.
Yes.
So for everyone listening, please don't forget to follow Dawn and check out her amazing work. I want to thank you all for tuning in to Gateway Gatherings, and stay tuned for more inspiring stories and conversations. Until next time, keep embracing your natural beauty and keep taking care of yourself and take care of your crown, just like Dawn says.
Bye.
Thank you so much, and I'll see y'all next time.